Hello everyone, it is time for the annual t-shirt merch drive, and this year's sale coincides with a very special milestone here on the channel that I've been talking about at the ends of the videos, which is that in September I'm planning on going full-time as a YouTuber. I'm preparing a bunch of content. I'm excited to really push forward a lot of cool ideas, and I have some of them to announce here at the end of the video. But part of getting ready for going full-time is also preparing financially, and that's going to be kind of quite a process. But one way to really help me out in this process is to support the channel through the t-shirt merch drive. And so this year I'm very excited because we've got 4 prints on offer. The first 2, the white shirt version and black shirt version, are from a new custom design that I commissioned from Heiner Hahn. He's the creator of the DOJ fan film that I showed in last year's Shmup Slam. So definitely check out his fan film and check out his art, and I think he did a fantastic job. I love the detail, and we talked about how it would look and the style and everything, so it's been an awesome project. And then the other 2 prints on offer are returning, but with color inversions. So the third print is the black shirt inversion of the sword and skull design from last year's sale. So we got it in white last year. If you want to get it in black shirt this year, you can get that. And similarly, if you like the classic Electric Underground design, which I'm wearing here, this year I'm doing it as a white inversion. So you can get this in white if you already have it in black. And the way the shirt drive works, if you are new to the channel or haven't ordered from me before, is that I don't use print-on-demand services like Teespring or Amazon, because I tried that out a bit when I first started as a YouTuber, and I really didn't appreciate the cost to quality ratio of these services, because in order for me to get any sort of cut, I had to raise the price really high, and the person or entity that was going home with the most money was actually Amazon or Teespring or these types of places, and you were paying a bunch of money for kind of a meh product. And so I came up with my own DIY solution that I think is much better for everyone involved. It involves me actually handling like the shipping and coordination and like filling out the envelopes and sending invoices and being my own merch guy. But I really appreciate that process a lot more because I'm not giving a bunch of money to Amazon. And it's also really fun because it allows me to write out little thank you notes and include it in the shirts that I send. And I'll do that again this year because I really appreciate the support everyone is giving me through this t-shirt sale. And since I don't do print on demand, the way it works is in order to make this cost effective, I need to order a bunch of shirts all together, all at once. Hence the shirt drive. And this method is very effective, but the side effect is that I basically just do it once a year. That way, it's timely and that everyone will order together, and it makes the most sense that way. So that's why it is an annual t-shirt drive. And so the process is that you go ahead and fill out the Google form that I have in the link, and it'll guide you through the ordering process. And then at the end, you send me a payment through PayPal, $25 a shirt. So 3 shirts, $75, 4 shirts, $100, simple as that. And then I get that payment from everyone. And over the course of 2 weeks, I allow everyone to go through and place their orders. And I go ahead and I take the money, and then I send it off and get all the shirts printed and shipped back to me. And then the second phase of the t-shirt ordering process is me sending you invoices for shipping that will come through PayPal to your email account. And the reason why I individually send people shipping invoices is because since this is an international audience, an international channel, I have people all over the world with very different shipping costs. And so it doesn't make sense to have a blanket shipping cost where one guy maybe in Utah only needs to pay a couple bucks for shipping, and then another guy in Australia needs to pay a lot more for shipping because of customs and all that sort of stuff. And whatever country you're in, you probably are already familiar with how much it costs to get a shirt shipped to you from the United States. And so the purpose of separating out the shipping cost is that it is individualized and as low as possible. And then there you go, transaction complete. And people do really love their t-shirts. I've noticed that over the years, how much people constantly tell me how much they love the shirts and how they like the sort of style of my merch, where I try to make it not too outwardly nerdy. The idea is that you could wear an Electric Underground shirt out and about in public, and people may not know it is a gaming YouTube channel. They may think it's like a sick metal band or something like that. So that is kind of the design philosophy of the merch, and it is really high quality because it would really bother me if it wasn't. So while I have you all here, I thought I might as well include some cool content announcement updates. Since I'm going full-time, it allows me to really scale up and do some bigger projects and things that would be kind of impossible for me to do while I was juggling a full-time job and full-time YouTubing, which I have been for the past few months, and it's been insane. And so the first project is related to Devil May Cry 3, and if you've seen my previous Devil May Cry video, you'll know that I've been playing Devil May Cry 3 for a lot of time over the past few months, and as I've been playing the game and making notes on it and finding topics and subjects, I've noticed that my interest in the things to talk about in this game is getting massive, and it seems almost endless. And so I thought it would be the perfect candidate for a project that I've been wanting to undertake for a very long time, which is that I am going to write a book about Devil May Cry 3. And the reason why I'm doing this is because for a long time I've been wanting to write a book about my ideas on video game design and sort of a book on video game design philosophy. But I've thought a lot about it and realized if I just wrote a book about my general video game design philosophy, it would be interesting to my niche audience, but it really wouldn't have any purpose or any interest outside of that. And so I thought it would be much better if I wrote a book about an individual game that happens to line up with a lot of my views and thoughts on video game design and the area of interest of video game design that I have. And Devil May Cry 3 absolutely does, not only in terms of how the game plays itself and its systems and all that good stuff, but also the history leading up to Devil May Cry 3, the lineage of the game, and its connection back to arcade game design, and how Devil May Cry 3 is taking a lot of influence and inspiration from arcade game design and then bringing it into a more mainstream context. I mean, it's such a perfect, fascinating example of a lot of the subjects I'm interested in. And I do think it has the possibility of being interesting to someone who is not a viewer of the Electric Underground or who does not know my videos, where they could just see, oh, this is a book about Devil May Cry 3. This looks pretty interesting. And so hopefully that might be a way to get my writing to a larger audience. So this is something I'm very excited about. And I will also include an audiobook version as well. So you all, when you order the book, you don't have to sit down and read it if you don't want to. I'll include the audiobook with it for free, and you can listen to it that way if that's how you prefer, which often is what I prefer, so I totally get that. And then the second project I want to announce is for the shmup fans out there, my OG hardcore audience, because since I did the shmup documentary, Passion Against Reason, which I'm very proud of, I've wanted to do another big scale shmup project, but while being full-time, that was kind of impossible at my desk job. But now that I'm going full-time as a YouTuber in September, that opens up my bandwidth for this project, which I like to call the Legacy of Cave. And what it is rather than doing another giant video like Passion Against Reason, instead, this is going to be a video series. And the way to work is that every single month, beginning in September with Don Pachi, I will go through all of the cave shmups one by one each month. So September, I'll talk about Don Pachi, and then October, I'll talk about Donpachi, and so forth. And it will tie together into one big video series about the design philosophy and the iteration and just the whole enchilada of Cave, and Cave being my favorite shmup developer, and this is a project and ambition I've had for a very long time. I think this is also going to be a really cool opportunity for even my non-shmup fans out there, where, you know, you might be interested in shmups, you might want to get into them, but they are a tough genre to start to get into, and I thought it would be a cool way as a general gaming collective to play these games together month by month and go through the entire Cave library in that way. And hopefully, you know, people are talking about the same games, you're relating to each other. This might be a great way to help get a lot of people into the genre through my favorite developer, Cave. And I've also just been wanting to talk about Cave again for a very long time and unleash my full YouTuber capability on this subject matter. And so that video series will begin in September. And then for the Souls fans out there, which is a growing demographic of my audience, I have a similar project where I will be going through the entire Souls series beginning with Demon Souls and analyzing the series from my perspective of looking at like the combat design, the boss design, the level design, of course, the gameplay mechanics, a more mechanical combat action game oriented view of the Souls series, which I think would be pretty unique and interesting, and especially because there's no denying these days that the Souls formula, the Souls series, is the baseline for action game design now. It is the hot girl on the block that everybody pays attention to, and so I thought as I get more into action game design discussion, Dark Souls is going to be a touchstone that I'm going to go back to and discuss and compare with other things all the time. And so because this is new uncharted territory for me, this isn't going to be like the Cave series where I can do a video every month, because I have no idea how long it might take me to play through these games and, you know, distill my thoughts and create the video. And so this is like a general project that I'll be working on the channel, and it won't be every single month exactly like the Cave one, but it is something I am working on and playing through, so that'll be really cool for the Souls fans and just general action game fans. And then the fourth project I want to announce is that at the end of August, I'm going to hold a 48-hour marathon live stream with some sleep breaks mixed in there to help fundraise donations for being a full-time YouTuber. And what the subject of this 48-hour live stream marathon is basically to close the chapter of the non-full-time Electric Underground, like the OG era of the Electric Underground, where I'm going to be going through the history of my videos, you know, beginning with probably the first like significant one and going through the entire evolutionary journey of the Electric Underground with director's commentary, basically. So it's like a behind-the-scenes director's commentary of the channel that's also live streaming for donations to help support the channel for getting ready to go full-time. And so I think that's going to be a really fun, interesting time and kind of nostalgic and reminiscent for me. And I can give you all the behind scenes of what was going on with different videos, and I think it'll be a really cool time. So keep an eye out for that live stream. It'll be at the end of August. And then the final announcement that I have is that at the end of September, I'll be attending the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and I'll be attending it this year just as a civilian to check it out and see what's going on, because I'm hoping that maybe next year I might be able to apply to do a panel there. But this year I'm just going to scope it out and meet people if they want to come out and meet me and hang out IRL, and I'll put together a little Discord server for the people who are planning to come so we can coordinate and go out and get lunch or whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be plenty to do at a giant retro gaming expo, and I've never been to one before, but I think it's cool to go out and meet people in real life. I had a lot of fun in Chicago when I did the Galloping Ghost arcade, and so I think this will be a fun experience as well. And since I am my own boss now, I'm giving myself the vacation approval right at this moment. So if you're going to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in September, I'll see you there. And so that's pretty much it, but I just want to end this video by thanking everyone who has been so supportive of me over these past 6 years about doing the videos and doing the content, because this is kind of like the little channel that could. It was kind of a ridiculous concept to begin with, but we've made it this far and the future's looking bright, and I really want to thank my Patreon supporters, especially the OG guys who have been there since day one. It's insane that I have some patrons who have stuck with me since I opened the Patreon, I don't know how many years ago. And so shout outs to everyone, both new supporters and old. And thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios, everyone.
So thank you to the $5 patrons: 100 A Gamer, Absconditis, Accepting Panda, Anhold, AJA, Alistair Stevenson, Alexander Pfeiffer, Analgesic Productions, Anthony A, Arcade Hell, Arrow Viper, Owl Ally, Autonamed, Beelit, Beampit, Bo, Beatodames, Blade Symphony, Boghog, Board Besmati, Borky22, Chase Palumbo, Christopher R, Chronic Burnout 3, Clara Cliff, Clay A Binkley, Climby Coyote, Coast, Cooksan 666, Cook Some Soup, Crump 12, Des Audio, DRK, Dances with Incels, Darren Griffin, Dave Hansen, David Andrus, David Crespo, Delta Tango 6, Demian Smirnov, Dingo, DJ 420, Praise It, Drano, Dr. Bosky, Elvin Senisev, Eleanor Moon, Elias Alonso, Eric Houdini, Evie Zerker, F Deluxe, Friskin, Florida Sucks, Forbidden Dave, Frames Per Human, Francisco, Freckle Lord, Full Set, Game Soup, Game Boy Guru, GPM, Jam, Gustavo Sanchez, Hans Kowalski, Rune Khan, Hausu, Hirudet, Hikihime, Han Harthy, Hud, Hugh Mungus, J-Dab, Jake Ryan, Jack Walsh, Jacob Grossman, Jacob Valenzuela, J-Lab, JB RPG, Jing Cons, John Kelly, John Longwalker, Josh Mayer, Julian Elwood, Jurgen, K, K2, Contain, Praise the Boys, Ludwa, Lord Harrington, Lorian, Mad Combaticus, Malaise, Mario Simic, Mark Sloan, Mars Bar, Matt O'Leary, Maz, Minong, Meister, New Jam, Milos Shamel, Mr. Mamma Mia, Morog, Monroe, Nathaniel Davis, NCR Trooper Scout, Neondagger Games, Nile Aegiatis, Oklakugels, Paul Jablonski, Paul Osterman, Powell Parole, Pedro Perez, Poor Little Pigeon, Poorly Written Protagonist, Psycho Blizzard, Queen Charlene, Ralph Trujillo, Raul VP, Rapido, Realskeen, Rent Halt's Time, Retrojet, Retro Man, Retro Schmupper, Riff Mason, Rory Starks, Rolf015, Ryan Bartlett, Salmon Connections, Scanline City, Jantac, Jazzy, Shmup Junkie, Shmuprun, Zeropong, Spiders STG, Spongy, Steady AI, Steppable, Steve Fiction, Street Magic, Superfunk, Tamzarian, Taze Ryu, The Boot Rex, The Dirty Screech, The N1, The Old Bensta, Tim French, Travis Arbon, Troop Good Guy, Sugumo, 2YU, Twest Please, Twilight EX, Unikoi Roots, Ursua, Ushi Mushi, Vic Viper, Beautiful, Wabby Legs, What Is This, Zachary Patton, Zeal, Zenryoku.